So before we start, do you guys have a question or clarification regarding with the topics or discussion of our last meeting? May mga katanungan ba kayo? Anyone who has a clarification or queries or concern or anything? Bago tayo mag-start. Hello, can you guys hear me? Are you guys there?
Yes, sir.
Is there any queries or question or clarification regarding with the topics last meeting?
No clarification po, sir.
Alright, so sir, paano po isolve yung 8, 9, 10 na problem? Doon po sa 50 points na quiz, sir, think po. Ano yung 8, 9, 10 na yun? Is that the world population?
Yes, sir. Doon po, sir, sa, ano ba? Doon sa hanapin, sir, yung missing value.
Mga random kasi. Ito. Isa ito, di ba? Tama ba? Isa ito sa mga katanungan mo?
Yes, sir, yung kasama, sir, dyan.
Alright, so as you can see, tatlong variable na yung given. And then, in our formula, we have a total of 5 variables. And then one of those are constant or is constant, which is E is 2.718. So ngayon, kapag nilagay mo tong tatlo dito, is na lang magiging missing. So all you need to do is, do them sa do some basic mathematical equations. Kung nasa kabila, then ilipat mo lang yung mga meron sa kabila para mahanap mo yung missing sa kabila. Like for example, given na yung P, tapos yung E, tapos yung R saka T. So all you need to do is solve it as it is to get the value of letter A. Pero kapag yung missing is P, wala ka ba last meeting? Miss Carioan?
Sir, sir, hindi po ako maka-join nung una, sir.
You should have watched the recorded video of our meeting last meeting kasi in-upload ko naman siya eh. Ano naman lahat ng explanation. So for example, yung missing is letter P. So in here, P is equal to A divided by E raised to R times T. Yan na yan. So all you need to do is transfer the E raised to R times T to the denominator of letter A. Okay. And then kapag ang hinahanap naman is letter R or T, which is an exponent, so you can use logarithmic function. So pakita ko lang sa'yo. So you can search in YouTube how to solve exponential equations. Exponential equations. There you go. So let's say we have an equation here, 8 raised to x is equal to 15. And then you're looking for the value of x. So all you need to do is multiply both sides by ln. There you go. Okay, so multiply mo lang siya both sides by ln. And then, at that time, pwede mo na siyang ibaba yung exponent x natin beside the ln. Okay. So same lang din sa kabila kung meron kang exponent sa kabila. But in here, since yung exponent nato is 1, so kahit ibaba mo dito, parehas lang din, wala rin mangyayari. Okay. So after that, pwede mo nang gamitin ng basic mathematical equation like this 8 now can be transferred to the right side para yung missing value is nasa kabila and then yung mga given values is nasa right. So as your final equation, x is equal to ln of t divided by ln of 8. Okay. So, ganun lang naman. Did you get it, Miss Cario?
Yes, sir. Thank you po.
So, yung full detail naman ng explanation nandun naman sa recorded video. So, watch mo lang yung link na in-upload ko or yung pinost ko. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Alright. How about the others? Do you have queries or concern or a problem or anything bago tayo mag-start? None? Alright, so it seems that wala na kayong mga katanungan. So for our second module, so we will discuss the language of sets. Okay, so first you have to know what is the meaning of set. So set is a formal mathematical term was introduced at the year 1879 by George Cantor. Okay, so in other words, it is a collection of elements. Okay, so for example, C is the set of all countries in Asia. Then Philippines is an element of C. Okay, so as you can see, we only have two parts when it comes to set. The set itself and then the elements inside of that set. So we have a set wherein we name it C and then an element Philippines under the C. Okay, so in here, the definition of our set C is the set of all countries in Asia. So this one is depending on the definition on that set itself. So kahit ano naman yan eh. And then for the naming of set, so mostly variables lang naman yan. Or pwede namang words. Okay, pwedeng whole word, pero hindi pwedeng sentence. Okay, could be one word or one letter. Or pwedeng two letters or three letters. Okay. Other example is I is the set of all integers from 1 to 100. Okay, so this I integer contains integers 1 to 100. So in here we could say that 26 or anything that is within the range of 1 to 100 is an element of letter I. Okay, so how about you guys? What are the others that you can think of? Anyone who wants to share? Anyone? Just give one example, a set and then an element inside of that set.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
R is the set of all integers from 1 to 10. Then the number 9 is an element of R.
Of R. Okay. Of set R. All right, so
Set R.
that's correct, Miss Cario. So thank you very much for that one. So as you can see, pwede kayong mag-invento kahit anong name ng set and then kahit anong elements inside of that set. So you name it, kahit wala namang rule dyan eh. Okay? It's just that kapag sinabi nating R in set, real number yung mga nandun. Okay? So, hindi siya integer. So, later on, you will see what are the basic namings when it comes to set. So, isa na to. So, no. Sorry. Ano ba kasama doon? Z. Okay? Z pala. Z for integers. Okay, so moving on. Second is notation. So this is our second most important thing when it comes to set. So if S is a set, the notation X is an element of S means, yeah, X is an element of S. So you read this one, X is an element, or this one is like element of set S. So ito yung pagbasa natin when it comes to set. So may mga notation tayo. Okay, so take note that this is the element, and then this is the symbol of an element, and then this is the name of the set. Okay, so you read this one, X is an element of set S. Okay, so the notation, X, and then yung element na merong bar or merong quit sa taas, meaning is not. Okay, naka-not na to. Okay, so we have an element which is true and then not an element, okay, which is false. So in here, X is not an element of S or vice versa. Okay, so we only have two, an element and then not an element. Okay, so for example, 35 is not an element of set S since set S contains only 1 to 10. Okay, so other example is, so set of integers 1 to 10. So we could say that -5, okay, is not an element of this integer. Yung sinabi ko, ano yung variable name ng set na sinabi ko? Is it R? So we only have a set of 1 to 10, and then -5 is not part of it. So we could see that -5 is not an element of that set. Okay. So that's it for the notation. So moving on, let's have an example for you to appreciate this one. So we have set A, set B, and then set C. Okay. So the question is, what are the common elements? So here are their elements. So ito yung mga elements ng A, elements of B, and then elements of C. So what are their common elements?
3, sir.
3 only?
And 2. Ay, 1, 2, 3 pala.
All of them, sir.
So as you can see, all of them are have their own common elements. So A, meron sa B at saka C. Yung B meron din sa A at saka C. And then yung C meron din sa B at A. Okay? So as you can see right here, we have an arrangement of 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 1, 2. So you could say that A is equal to B, or this A has the same element with B, no matter what is the arrangement. Okay, so parehas lang yon. So in set, wala tayong iniintinding arrangement. So kung nandun yung element na yon, kahit ano pa yung arrangement dun sa kabila, kung nandun din siya, then we could say that this element is also with this set. Okay, or parehas silang merong element ng set na yan. Okay, so the same with letter C. Dito naman, naulit lang yung mga elements inside of it. We have 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. So in set, we can simplify this one further, wherein kapag may naulit na element, so we could say that C is equal to 1 only, and then 2, and then 3. Okay? So kapag may naulit, you can eliminate the repeated elements. Okay? So A is 1, 2, 3, B is 3, 1, 2, and then C is also 1, 2, 3. Okay? Or 2, 1, 3, or 3, 1, 2, or any arrangement. So they are just the same. So in here, your common elements are 1, 2, and then 3. Okay? So hindi ko na masulat yung sagot since naka-PDF to, but the answer for this one is 1, 2, and then 3. Okay. Meron pala yung solution, so it's a good thing. Kala ko di ko nalagay. So the common elements or the common elements of set A, B, and C are elements 1, 2, 3. Right? So next one. So another example is this one equal to this one. Dapat pala hindi kasama to. Okay, so napasama na yung sagot. So as you can see right here, 0 is not equal to 0 only. Okay, so this one is actually a set. Okay, so kung papansin ninyo, meron tayong curly bracket, and then inside of that curly bracket, we have an element of 0, or we have a value of 0. So kapag nakakita kayo ng curly bracket, so this is very important. Kapag may curly bracket, meaning set na siya. Okay, so this curly bracket is not the same with parentheses. So parentheses is just for groupings, but for curly bracket, so in set, set na siya. Okay. So this one is not equal to 0 because 0 is a set with one element named 0, whereas 0 is just the symbol that represents the number 0. Okay, so this is a set, and then the other side is a number. So are we clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
So
sir.
ulitin ko lang yung rules. Kung may question kayo kagad-agad, so pwede kayo magtanong kagad-agad. You can interrupt me anytime. Okay, wala namang problema doon. So ang mahalaga is nasagot ko yung pairs nyo. So okay lang kahit hindi na kayo mag-ask ng permission. Okay? Para mabilis tayo. So another example is how many elements are there in the set of this? How many elements?
Two, sir.
So this one contains 2 elements. Okay, that's correct, Miss Cario. So this one is already an element, and then this one is also an element. So you can think of a set as a box. Okay. So this is the box. Ito na yung first curly bracket natin. And then inside of it, we have, saan na yung ating mga, sige, brush na lang. So inside of it, we have 1. Okay. And then, as you can see, we have another set. So again, we have another box that contains a value of 1. So if you're going to count the count of elements inside of it, so we have 2 elements. Okay, 1 and then a set with an element of 1. So a total of 2 elements. Okay. All right, so moving on. Oops. I see. Na-miss ko pala to. So this one should not exist on this one, and then dapat dito lang magpapakita yung sagot. Okay. So, kinuha ko kasi to sa, itong PowerPoint kasi na to is diniscuss ko na first half, and then yung iba kasi is may sagot. Okay, sinagutan na namin. And then yun. So, nilinis ko, and then hindi ko nakita yung iba. Okay. So, this one should not exist. So, dapat na-delete ko to. And then, dito na lang dapat magpapakita yung sagot. Okay, ito wala, ito meron. Anyway, so let's have another example. So, for each non-negative integer, integer n, let u sub n is equal to n and then negative n. So, find u sub 1, u sub 2, and then u sub 0. So we have a total of 3 questions. So find the value of u sub 1, and then u sub 2, and then u sub 3. So what is the value of u sub 1? Or what is the set elements of u sub 1? So as you can see right here, we have non-negative integer, n, and then negative n. So non-negative integer 1, non-negative integer 2, and then non-negative integer 0. Anyone? Okay, so let me answer the first one. So for the u sub 1, it's 1. So all you need to do is substitute this value to our n. So we have set 1, and then set 1, and then set 1. Set u sub 1 with an element of 1, and then element negative 1. So as you can see, kinopya ko lang dito yung sign. We have here a positive and then a negative. But how about for the second one? What is the elements of u sub 2?
2, sir.
2 lang?
Negative 2.
2 and negative 2. Okay. So, I suggest na mag-breakfast na kayo. Okay? So, it seems na kulang pa tayo sa energy, no? So, how about the third one? U sub 0.
Both 0, sir.
0, sir. 0 lang.
0 only? Why?
Kasi wala namang negative ang 0.
So, wala nang negative integer. So, that's correct. So, kung isusulat nyo to, so, yan. So, you can simplify this one as equal to 0. So, in other words, we have two the same element inside of a set. So, you can eliminate the other same elements. So, to simplify this one, just 0. Okay, so very good. Right, so let's have an exercise. So let's answer A, B, and C. So let X, and then has an element of A, B, C, and then set Y. Elements of A, C, B, and then Z is A, B, B, C, C, C. So what are the elements of X, Y, and Z? Okay, so what are their common elements? Okay, I think kulang tong question na to. So the first question is, what are the common elements of X, Y, and Z?
ABC.
So for letter A, their common elements are A, B, and C. So how are they related with each other? Itong mga A, B, C na to.
Letters.
No. So we could say that element A, B, and C or set A, set X, Y, and Z has the same elements. Okay? So pwede nyo sabihin ganon. Pero kung let's say X and Y has common elements or dalawa lang sila mayroong common elements. So we could say that X and Y has common elements and Z doesn't have a related or common elements with X and Y. Okay, so tinatanong lang niya kung anong relation ng X sa Y at saka sa Z. Wherein, in this example, X, Y, and Z has common elements, which is A, B, and C. Pero kung just in case, dalawa lang yung common or merong may common elements, which is X and Y, so we could say that X and Y has a common element, but the other one, which is Z, doesn't have a common elements with X and Y. So, ganun lang naman siya kung paano sagutin. So, for letter B, how many elements are in the set here? Ito. So, bahala na kayo. Iwanan ko to sa inyo. So, ilang elements ang meron tayo sa B?
sagutin, sir?
Yes. Letter B.
3, sir.
So in here, we only have 3 elements. Okay, very good. Wait lang. Ano pa ako ng eraser? Natang delete. Okay, so in here, again, the outer shell or the outer, this one curly bracket is a set wherein, as we have said a while ago, a set is like a box. And then inside of it, we have A, and then another set which contains A and B. And then another set which contains element A. So, as you can see right here, kung bibilangan nyo lahat-lahat to, we have 1, 2, and then 3. So, dito, hindi nyo na ibibilang itong set na to as 2. Kasi sa set, yung pinakaibabaw lang, okay? Yung pinaka nakikita nyo lang. Okay? Wala na kayong pakialam kung ilan pa yung elements na nandun sa loob ng set na yan. So, let's say, meron pa siyang another 2 elements, let's say C and then D. Okay? This one is still counted as 1. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and then 3. So kapag nasa loob siya ng set, kung ano lang yung nasa pinakaibabaw. Okay, hindi natin papakailaman yung nasa loob pa ng set na yun mismo. Okay, so for letter B, we have a total of 3 elements. How about letter C? For each positive integer x, let a sub x is equal to x and then x squared. So find a sub 1, a sub 2, and then a sub 3. So this one is just the same with letter A, just a different equation or a different formula.
Positive 1, positive 1. 1, 1.
Okay, so for the first one,
Positive 1, sir.
alright, so just wait. 1 and then 1 squared is still 1. Wherein A1 is just 1 since parehas or naulit lang yung elements natin dito. Okay, how about A2?
2 and 4, sir.
2 and 2 raised to 2 or 4. So in here, we have a total of 2 elements. How about the last one? A sub 3
3 and 9, sir.
and then 9. Okay, so all you need to do is substitute those numbers or positive integers 1, 2, and 3 to this equation. Okay, so moving on, we have here the symbolic names for the set. So we have 3 are for the set of all real numbers, and then Z for the set of all integers, and then Q is the set of all rational numbers or quotients of integers. So kapag nakita nyo tong symbol na to, real numbers na to. Pag nakita nyo tong symbol na to, integers na to. Okay, and then Q, okay, all rational numbers na to. Okay, so ito yung mga special namings natin, okay, when it comes to set. So take note, integers is Z, and then kapag quotient or fraction is letter Q. Okay, or any rational numbers. Okay? So para ma-enlighten kayo, ano ba tong mga real numbers, set of all integers, blah, 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 and so on and so forth, I have here a graph for you. So all of those inside of this circle, itong hindi naman siya circle pero parang square na circle, is a real number. Okay? So we have here mapa negative, mapa may decimal man, mapa 0, or mapa square root of 2, or mapa pi. So all of those are real numbers. So start tayo dito. So when we say natural numbers, that one is counting or a positive number wherein starting from 1 to infinity. Okay? And then kapag whole numbers, kasama na doon yung 0. And then kapag integers, of course, any whole number. Okay, mapa-negative man or positive. So including 0. And then for rational numbers, so ito na yung may decimal. So pwedeng point, pwede ring negative, or to infinity na yan. So kasama rin yung 0. Okay? So all of those are real numbers. So ano yung hindi lang real number? Ang hindi lang real number is yung may imaginary number. Okay? So other than that, everything is real number. Okay? So we will stop here for now because we now only have 1 minute and 15 seconds. So we will continue the rest on the second meeting. Okay? So again, wait 5 to 7 minutes for the link of the part 2. So yung mga queries or question nyo, so mamaya ko na lang sasagutin kasi hindi na enough yung oras natin. Okay, so goodbye for now. See you after 5 to 7 minutes.